Hello, everyone, and welcome to our preview of the 2023 baseball season as we count down to opening day. Joining us today is Chad Oxendine, head coach of the Longwood Lancers. Welcome, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's get right into what we're looking forward to this year from the Lancers. Changes and improvements you might have in the roster, or what you're implementing for year two at the helm. What does 2023 look like?
Yes, sir. For us, we have 18 new faces. As you said, this is our second year here at Longwood. And last year, when we got hired, my staff and I, we didn't get to Farmville until about end of July, 1st of August. So it was kind of tough, on the recruiting trail to kind of add some pieces late. So year two's been a blessing for us. We added some much needed depth on the mound. That we feel like is going to revamp our starting rotation.
Well, let's talk about the hitting lineup. And Elliot Dix is one of the top returners. What are you expecting from him? And then your other main hitters, what are they contributing for the Lancers this year?
Absolutely. So, as you know, Elliot, as you said, he's one of our top hitters. Also, one of the top hitters in the league, in my opinion. And I challenged him last year. Because the year before that, he hit 340, and I was like, man, it's going to be really hard to kind of duplicate what you did. Let's just kind of set some realistic goals. Well, his goal was, Coach, I'm going to hit 340 again. I look up midway through the season, I think it's like 350, and, he ended up at 341, 342, somewhere around that area. So Elliot is by far our lead hitter, and we're expecting big things from him this year. Obviously we have returners in Greg Ryan and Michael Dolberry, who, we've worked a little bit this year on cutting down some strikeouts. We were seventh in the league last year in hitting with 500 strikeouts. So, that is something that we have, worked on daily. We can't strike out that many times and expect to succeed at the level that we want to. So, those three guys are going to be catalysts for us. You got Dylan Wilkinson and Keandre Shelton, who, also got some ABs last year that are going to play a big part this year, especially with the three guys that we lost in Hunter Gillum, Jack Schnell, and Michael Peterson. Looking at 22 home runs and 24 stolen bases with those three guys, and we have to find some guys, and we have some depth, but we have to find some guys that are trying to replace those three monsters.
Well, and success is obviously not just with a bat on your shoulder, but the pitchers as well are going to play a big role in that. Logan Barrier, one of the top pitchers on the staff. What makes him successful, and what's his role, and then the larger picture for the staff this year? Yeah,
last year Logan came out of the pen for us. I think he ended up with a 2.3, 2.37 ERA. So this year, obviously, with us knowing that he's our better pitcher, we're going to put him in the starting rotation. So he's going to move from the pen to a starter role. Logan's got good stuff, man. He knows how to pitch. He had a really good summer this year as a starter, so I feel like we can develop him a little bit and extend his innings. Then also we added Ryan Miller, Brenton Fisher, and Guillermo Garcia, who all three of those guys got a shot to start on the weekend as well. So a revamp starting rotation. And then a much, as I said before, more talented, more arm-talented bullpen that I feel like is going to really, really help us. And again, last year we were ninth in pitching, and a couple things is just the 307 batting average against that we have to improve on. One of the things we were trying to do last year is throw strikes, because the year prior we had way too many walks. So when you just aim for throwing strikes, you're going to get hit a little bit. So hopefully this year, we got the strike throwing down, and we can develop a little bit more with some off-speed pitches and kind of location and things like that. So again, I do feel like year two, adding the 18 new faces is going to help, with the depth on the mound, and then trying to replace those three monsters offensively.
Well, as you've alluded to, and you know full well, the Big South Conference schedule itself is tough to master, but we know that's a known. Let's talk about the non-conference schedule. What does Longwood have lined up this year that folks should look out for?
And we, it's tough. The first two mid-weeks, we go back-to-back at UVA and UNC. And then, the next week, We go back-to-back, NC State and Liberty. So, you got 3 top 25, preseason top 25 teams there. But as you alluded to, man, this conference is continuing to get better. Some really good coaches that are going to work their tails off to keep improving where we're at as a conference. So in order for us to compete with the Campbells of the world, we have to play top 25 teams. And then also, we're very fortunate of our location here at Longwood. We're dead center of the state of Virginia. And it's only takes us about 2 hours to get to Raleigh and the Triangle area. So we're in a really good spot for midweek games. We got the VCUs of the world, UVA. We play a ton of teams in our state right down I-64 because there's really good competition, really good baseball. So, I think our non-conference, obviously, we try to set it up where it would prepare us for the Big South Conference.
Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck with all of that. You and all the Lancers, best of luck this season. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on.